adjust it to where I like what I'm seeing. All right. There, that's good. Okay. Hi, guys. It's Thursday night, which means Barb is live. So here we are live. Hopefully you guys all had a great week. I had an interesting week. I don't know. Some of you guys follow me personally on Facebook. Some of you guys follow my Facebook business page. Stampin' is my job. And we had a little bit of fun here on Tuesday. I don't know. Some of you guys. Tuesday morning. Some of you guys, this is going to be. I'm live. Look at this. We're just going to close that and then it'll stop right there. Okay, so I had a little craziness. So I was in my other room right over here next to me. It's kind of our big family room, but I have a big table in there that I work on. And I was in there sorting kits. And all of a sudden I hear this weird sound, and we have this stove pipe. When we moved into this house, there was a gas stove, like a wood burning stove, but it was gas. So it wasn't wood, but it was gas. Anyway, the guy who lived here before us had never hooked it up. So the stove pipe was in, the stove was there, but there was never any gas run to the thing. So the gas line comes in from the other side of the house. Anyways, it didn't happen. So we got rid of the stove, and my dad, good Lord, what am I talking about? My husband caught he put plastic wrap and duct tape around this pipe so that, debris and bugs and stuff can't get in. So I'm in that room, and all of a sudden I hear something, and I'm like, what am I hearing? Well, there's something in this pipe. So I'm pretty sure it's a squirrel because, it's running around and it's like scratching on the inside of the pipe trying to get out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Because the pipe is like, 12 feet long. It's clear up on the roof and it comes all the way through our house into our basement. So, I mean, the only thing we can do to get whatever it is out of there, which I'm convinced is a squirrel, is to cut the duct tape and the plastic wrap off the pipe, and then the thing would fall out, whatever. So I wake my husband up. He's working nights, so I didn't want to wake him up till he had to wake up. So I get him up. He comes down. And he's like, oh, great. So I had rigged up this bag in the event that the squirrel had chewed through the plastic wrap, that it would fall into this bag, so that it wouldn't be running around my house. So anyways, long story short, I did put a video on my business page and my personal page. We decided yesterday, so Wednesday, I decided, okay, I can't handle this thing in there anymore. I don't want it to I can't sit here and listen to it die. I hate squirrels with a passion, but I could not do that. So I said, we got to get it out of there. It's time to get out. My daughter had showed up, so we had 3 people to do this. So we decided, I was going to kind of hold the bag while my husband kind of reached in with his gloved hand and kind of tried to cut all the stuff away. Well, as he's cutting, he's realizing that there's more duct tape than he thought. He can't get it all the way cut. And he's like, oh my gosh. And the thing's just kind of going crazy in there, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it's going to fall out and it's going to run into my house. We're about 5 minutes in, and he's cutting, and all of a sudden he says, it's a bird. And I was like, a bird? How is it possible that that's a bird? But I was quite relieved, because a bird isn't going to attack me and claw my face off and, bite me with its nasty little teeth. So I was actually quite relieved to hear that it was a bird. So I was like, what? And I was like, oh, thank goodness it's a bird, So it took us about 10 minutes. So he finally gets all the stuff cut, and so I'm holding the bag, and all of a sudden the bird goes, and he's like, I got it. So I'm like, okay, what do we do? So we kind of pull the bag off the pipe, cinch the bag, and then we go outside and into our backyard. He kind of puts it on the ground and kind of lifts the thing, and the bird flies out. So crisis averted. And it wasn't a squirrel, thank goodness, because I was almost like having nightmares, of oh my gosh, the squirrel's going to get in my house. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, Francie says a bird will peck my eyes. I mean, I get that, Francie, but I kind of felt like I could control a bird more so than I could control a squirrel. So anyways, crisis averted. And like I said, because my husband just wanted to let it die in there. He goes, let's just wait till it dies and then we'll get it out. And I'm like, I can't do that. I just can't do that. I mean, like I said, I hate squirrels. I hate them with a passion. But I just couldn't willfully know that it was dying in this pipe in my house, and let it die. So I decided it's got to go. So yay, it's gone. So then we taped up the thing again, and now he's actually going to go up on the roof this weekend when he's off and put like screen material over it. We've lived here for 15 years. We've never had critters get into this pipe. I mean, we've had some bugs and of course debris and water, whatever, but never any critters. So yay. So we'll put some screen up there so they can't, nothing else can get in. Well, I mean, a squirrel can probably eat through the screen, but hopefully they won't want to. And then get in. So yeah, so that was kind of funny. My son's little doggy, little Coke, he is still the sweetest little thing. Oh my gosh. He brought him over just real quick here one night this week. I can't remember what night it was. Maybe it was Sunday, whatever it was, just real quickly. So I got to pet him and hold him again, and he's going to bring him over for Easter dinner. So yay, I'm so excited. And I mentioned my daughter was here. So she, her professor canceled her class on Thursday. So she has 3 classes, well, 4 with her internship, but only one of them is in person. Well, I mean, she works from her apartment for her job, and then she has 2 online classes, and then she has an actual in-person class. So she only goes, that's a Tuesday, Thursday class. So when she was in class on Tuesday, her professor said, hey, we're going to cancel class on Thursday. We've got a test next week, so you guys can use this extra time to study and get ready for the test. And so she's like, really? So she raced home after class, grabbed all of the stuff she needed, threw it in her car, and drove up here. So she got here Tuesday night about 8:30. So yeah, it's always fun when she's home. So it'll be fun having all of us here for dinner on Easter Sunday. So I'm excited about that. So yeah. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else going on. I mean, the squirrel/bird, squirrel, not squirrel, was kind of the big news around here. So, somebody said they've had possums. Oh, I don't even, no, no. Yeah. Ugh, and bats. Ooh, gross. I've heard of people having bats in their house and trying to get them out. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So we were very lucky. Number 1, that it wasn't a squirrel. And number 2, that it was very easy to get it out of here. So if I had known how easy it was going to be and that it wasn't a squirrel, I would have let the thing out of there on Tuesday. So, I mean, I felt kind of bad that it had to stay in there for 24 hours, but it's not dead. It flew off and it's gone to its happy place now. So that's good. Okay. I think that's all the stories I have. Just, it's just me and the husband around here. So there's not anything too exciting that goes on. So I think I'm going to flip the camera, and I have something really cute to show you that my daughter made and brought for me to give away to you guys with some orders. So super exciting. Okay, let me flip this camera and we will get to the stamping. Well, not really just the stamping yet. We'll get to the other things and then the stamping. Okay, let me get my camera flipped. Let me make sure that it's like level, because I don't like it if it's not level. That really bothers me. Get my glasses on so I can see what we're doing. And then we're good to go. So last week I spotlighted the designer tags dies. A lot of you may remember. This is a die set that was in our annual catalog a few years ago. And then they kind of retired it, but not retired it. So it moved out of a catalog into the online store, and it's still there. And it's actually one of the most amazing set of dies we have, and I love it so much. So these are the 3 cards I made last week. I got all the kits prepped and ready to go, and they're going to be going out of here tomorrow. So if you ordered between last Thursday and last night at midnight, your card kit will be going out of here tomorrow. Now, I did have a little special. If you ordered from me last week and your order was over $75. Normally I give you an embellishment, but last week I gave you a chance to win a brand new bundle from the brand new catalog called Loveliest Tree. It's a stamp set and a set of dies, and a little sampling of our brand new in color cardstock. And so there were 7 of you that ordered. And so I put all the names in a little drawing, and I drew out Shelly Piedmont from, from Sugar Land, Texas. So thank you so much, Shelly. I don't know if I've seen Shelly on here too much. Anyway, if your address is not the same as the one that you used to place your order, Shelly, let me know, and I will send it to whatever address you want me to send it to. So there you go. So congratulations to Shelly. Okay, so this week, what do I want to talk about first? I guess I want to bring in these little crochet. My daughter is crocheting. I think I've told you guys that before. She's made those really cute cows. Now she's making these because she says they're very quick to make, because she's making a big, huge blanket right now. But the blanket gets a little bit daunting. So while she's tired of the blanket, she starts making these cute little octopuses. Aren't these just adorable? They just fit in the palm of your hand, and she's making them all different colors. And so she came in and she dumped 10 of these things on my desk. And so this will be part of my ordering special for this week. So normally, when we do our ordering, if you guys order $35, you get a pre-cut cardstock kit for the cards I'm going to make. That is still the case. If your order is $50 or more, you get the cardstock kit plus my global tutorial. If your order is $75 or more, you get the kit, the tutorial, and the set of embellishments that I'm using this week, which is the glossy dot assortment. But this week, I'm adding a little bonus. If you order 100 or more, you will get all of that plus one of these adorable little octopuses. Now, if you have a color preference, after you place your order, you can email me, barb@barbstamps.com, and tell me which one you want. She did make a little tag to go with each one of these in their little color. So you'll get a little tag with it also, and she signed it for you. So that's really fun. So yeah, so $100 or more, you'll get one of these octopuses. If you don't tell me what your favorite color is or whatever, then I'll just randomly pick one. Now I only have 10, so obviously it's available for the first 10 people that place $100 orders in my store. The link is in the description. Here is my host code for the week, and there you go. So she's, like I said, she's just really into the crocheting right now, and these little octopuses, she's just having a blast. So that is awesome. Okay, so the gems. Now you may have seen this little guy sitting here before I talk about all the things. Now, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but Stampin' Up! Has kind of started a new thing with Paper Pumpkin. And what they've been doing is they've kind of been, at least January, February, and March, the kits were kind of similar, I believe, in nature. And they offered a little die set to go with those 3 kits. Well, now it's April. So the April, May, and June Paper Pumpkin kits, I think, all kind of coordinate. And this is the little die set. Well, I didn't get the die set last time, but I'm a butterfly freak. So I love this. Look how cute this is. There's the word thanks, this fun little die, this little label, and then this butterfly. So the butterfly is a 2 parts. It can cut around, just a solid flat butterfly. But if you add this little inside part, then it does give you this fun little detail to the thing. Now, this is an eyelet folder that's new to the brand new catalog that you can order starting in May. But I thought it looked really cute. So what a simple card. All I did was use, and these dies are like $12. So this is actually called the Thanks and Beyond dies. You do have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber in order to buy them. So you can either go to my Paper Pumpkin website, barbmullican.com, sign up there, or you can purchase a prepaid Paper Pumpkin subscription with your order to get a free octopus. And then once you create your account, then you can go in and order the dies. So again, $12, super cute. I'm just thrilled to death. And this is one of our brand new colors. This is Petunia Pop. So we got Fresh Freesia, Petunia Pop, and Blackberry Bliss. And you might notice that I took my dark Fresh Freesia marker and I went around the outline of the butterfly so that it looks like it's 2 different colors, but it's really not. It's Fresh Freesia cardstock with a blend. So there you go. In case you did not know that, now you do. All right, so we already talked about my host code. Here it is for this next week. So all orders between today and midnight Wednesday, April 3rd, you will get the cards that I'm going to make in today's class. Okay. This is the tutorial bundle for the month of March. Now, if your order is in April, you'll get a different tutorial bundle because I have my April tutorial bundle, which is the painted lavender. So you would get a different one of these. March is the balloons. April is the painted lavender. My In Color Club, you guys, for the brand new catalog, it is up and I am taking registrations. Now, there is a link in the description of this video that you can click on to take you to the registration. Or if you're really good, you can type in this link right here. And it's $44.49 per month. The blends are extra because not everybody wants Stampin' Blends markers, but I did put them in my picture. So every month you'll get one of the colors and you'll get an ink pad, a Stampin' Write marker, some cardstock, you can't really see it behind there, some glimmer paper, some designer series paper, some of the 2 different gems, some ribbons. And then if you want to add the blends, you can add those for an additional $12.50 per month. So the registration form is at the link in the description or this, and you can register now. Anybody who registers early, my early bird registration is between now and April 15th. I will give you a sampling of the new basic beige cardstock and ribbon. So there you go. All right, the Latte Love class, I just shipped out all the kits I had orders for. I think I have 4 or 5 left. So if you were interested in the Latte Love class, let's say you already have all the stuff, you can just get the cardstock supply kit for $45. If you don't have any of it, you don't have the bundle, you can get the whole shebang for the $113, which includes the cardstock, or the online only for $20. So however you want to work it. Trusty tools, I still have like 2 of these left. Adhesive kits, I always have those for sale. And then, of course, Stamp Happy Academy. The PDF file for today's card class will be loaded to Stamp Happy Academy either tomorrow or Saturday. So there you go. All right. And Patricia said she loves that they're selling these little dies. I know, they're so cute and they're not that expensive. Honestly, I mean, a little die set for $12 is perfect. Okay. So as I mentioned as in one of the comments on the video earlier before I actually went live, these are the products that I'm spotlighting tonight in my live. So I'm using the Retiring Just My Type stamp set. Now there is no discount involved in this stamp set starting April 9th. It is one of the items that does not have a discount with it. So that honestly tells me that it's not something that they have a lot of. Okay. Typically, if they have a lot of something, the discount is fairly deep. If they don't have very much of something, there's not a great discount. So there is no discount on this stamp set. So you might want to get it now before everybody goes crazy ordering on the 2nd or the 9th, but that's up to you. But I'm spotlighting the stamp set and the mini alphabet die. Now this is in the mini catalog right now. It's carrying over to the big catalog. And it's just this large die full of letters. It's got these other 2 pieces, like you've got an ampersand and a question mark, some parentheses and things, and then some characters that they use in other countries because Stampin' Up! Is a global country. So to create the projects as I designed them, you will need both of these items, okay? I will give you the cardstock pieces to do the die cutting of the letters, but you will have to die cut them yourself. Okay. All right. Project number 1. So we are starting with a bubble bath card base, 8.5 by 5.5. We've got a layer of melon mambo that's 4 by 5 1/4. I have a little strip of white, and let me see what my notes tell me. This is 1 3/4 by 5. And then I am using the Delightfully Eclectic paper. And when April 9th hits, this paper pack is going to be 50% off, making it only $15. So it's a 48 sheet pack of 12 by 12s. This is one of the patterns that's in here. And so I will be giving you all the Designer Series paper pieces. And again, this measures 1 5/8 by 5. Okay. We are also going to be using some of the bubble bath ribbon that's in this ribbon combo pack. And I forgot to check to see if this is going to be on sale. Embellishments. What's the number? 161635? Because I can't remember. 161635. Sheer ribbon combo pack. 30% off when the catalog specials start on April 9th. So I'm just going to write that on here so that I remember. So this is going to be 30% off. What did I say that was? 161635. 1616 for $8.75. That's actually a pretty good price for 3 rolls of this fabulous ribbon. So for today's class, I'm using the Bubble Bath color. Okay, so you will get a chunk of that in your kit. What else do I have here? I don't think I'm using that. And then we're using the letters. So you will get a scrap of melon mambo to die cut your letters. We're going to die cut the word friend. Okay. So friend, you'll need to have, here's an N and an R. So you'll cover up the N and the R. The F, E, I, you can do those. And then here's the D. So however you want to make it, I'll give you some little chunks, some little scraps, and you can cut the word friend out. Okay. So what we're going to do to start out with is we are going to do a little stamping on this white strip. Okay. And we're going to do the stamping with the little foliage piece in here. And we're going to stamp it in some lemon lime twist. Now I want to make sure that it's kind of straight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a ruler and a pencil. Whoops, I need a pencil that has lead showing. And I'm going to kind of, in my mind, I'm just going to kind of eyeball where I might want this to go. So I think I want it to be about like this. So I'm going to have maybe like 3/4 of an inch at the bottom of this layer that's showing. So I'm going to take a pencil and I am going to put a very light pencil line across here. Now, I don't know if you guys can see that. I think you can. Yeah. So there's a very light pencil line. So as I'm stamping this foliage, I will be able to see where I want it to be, so I can hopefully get these kind of stamped straight, because it's kind of hard to stamp stuff straight, honestly. Okay, so you might not be able to see the line through my stamp, but I can. So I'm just using my eyeballs to try to figure that out. And then we're going to try to get one right in the middle. There we go. So we'll kind of let that dry for a second before we actually erase the line. So while that's drying, what we would do is we would take some Melon Mambo ink and then the little pot, and we need 3 little pots. Now, if you want to, you can just stamp your pots right below your leaves. I want to cut them out and pop them up just because that's me being probably a little bit extra, a little bit, but you don't have to do that. But they aren't too difficult to cut out. I mean, they're fairly straight lines, so there's not any, you know, going in, coming out kind of thing. So they're pretty easy to actually cut out, I think. And there we go. And we're going to do 3 of them. So I do have, I think I already have them all done. Let me check my little cheater thing here. Yes. Okay. So there we have that, our 3 little pots. So I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of these little guys. I kind of consolidated all my dimensionals onto one dimensional sheet here, at least the minis, because I found that I had a couple of sheets. So I kind of cut them all up and was able to get them onto one sheet. So look at me go. Okay. We're also going to stamp the word hello on a scrap. Let me find another scrap here. Excuse me. So we're going to stamp that again too. And then we're going to use a little 3/4 inch circle punch to punch this out. Now, Stampin' Up! Used to sell one of these, so a lot of you probably already have a 3/4 inch circle punch. If you don't, you can get one on Amazon. I do have a link in the description of this video that will take you directly to one on Amazon. But look how fun that is. So we're just going to punch out all these little letters. And then we'll just kind of do some assembly here. Okay, so there's our letters. I did already cut out the word friend, or the letters friend. So I've got the END here because I already did some of the inside layer. So this inside layer is going to be 4 by 5 1/4, your standard inside layer. And then we have a 3/4 inch by 5 1/4 inch strip of the same designer series paper that's going to go along the bottom. And we're just going to glue the word friend in here. Okay. Glue the letters to make the word, I guess. All right. So you can see that my ribbon is Melon Mambo-ish, right? Well, that is very easy to do. This bubble bath ribbon takes color pretty well because it's pretty light. So I'm just going to take a Melon Mambo blend and I'm just going to color however much of this ribbon that I need. And then we'll just add it to the card. So I mean, I think I said I'm using the dark. So you're going to get like, I don't know, maybe a 6-inch piece or something like that you'll need to color. And I don't know if you have to do both sides. Maybe we'll just kind of quickly go over the back side just in case, you know, there's some area that we missed, just to make sure it's kind of solid. Okay. So, oops, we're going to cut that off. So I had already done a piece, but now I have 2. Okay, so I think we've got most of this done. I'm going to erase my lines, as my ink should definitely be dry now. And that way, nobody will know that I used a pencil to make some straight lines, and it worked out really, really well. Okay, so we're going to adhere the Designer Series paper to the bottom of the Melon Mambo layer. So we'll just run some seal along the edge here. So we're going to kind of, so that we're going to have the equal distance on both sides and the bottom. Okay, so just kind of eyeball that as best you can. And then we're going to put our leaves up at the top doing the same thing. And then we're going to have, oh my goodness, my seal is not, there we go. And then we're going to have a gap in the middle where we're going to actually put the ribbon. So let's see what we got going on here. Something like that. And then look, we can put this ribbon. Oops, my piece isn't long enough. My other one should be. I will definitely give you one that's long enough. You won't have to struggle like Barb. Oh my goodness. So you're just going to tape the ends to the back. And then I like putting, this ribbon is kind of sheer. And so I like, no, actually my piece could be a little longer. So I will definitely make sure that yours is long enough. Okay, hold on. We got to do something here. We got to press that onto that, and then we can wrap it around. Okay. There we go. So what I was going to say about this ribbon is sometimes this ribbon, you can like see through it. So you can see all the lines through it. Even if I put it, you don't have to color it if you don't want to, but it looks a lot better, I feel like, with a solid piece behind it. So a lot of times when I'm using these ribbons and I'm trying to put them like over Designer Series paper or something, I'll cut a strip of white and glue my ribbon to the white so that then when I stick it on something, now this piece of white is too big, obviously too wide, but then you don't see through it. All you see is white. So there's just a little trick for ribbons that are kind of see-through, because lots of ribbons are, not just these Stampin' Up! Ribbons. Lots of ribbons are a little bit sheer. And if you don't want to see through what's in the ribbon, then just use this little trick of using some paper. Okay. All right. So now we can go ahead and put our little planters on. So we'll just kind of find the center of it. I think that's good. Thank you. Good. I'm glad you guys like that tip. Sometimes, you know, I'm full of tips, obviously, because I always share tons of them with you. Lots of my tips are because I screw stuff up all the time and then I have to fix it. So, yeah, a lot of my tips are how to fix mistakes. But yeah, that's a good tip. I really enjoy that tip and I do it quite frequently. Okay, so we got our little pots on there. Now we're going to add this to the front of the card. I feel like I've got glue flying everywhere. Whoops, hold on. I need to scooch it down just a skosh so that I can see what's going on here. Whoops, that's, nope, I've committed. I can't do anything else with it. Okay. So now for our hello, we're just going to kind of put them on here, lay them on here first. Like so. So I kind of want the O, you know, as far over to the right as I can kind of get it. Now these are not going to be perfectly spaced or anything like that, just because I can't do that. You guys probably can. Some of you obviously probably can, or maybe you don't even want to. And that's my thing. Sometimes I feel like random, you know, if you can't make something perfect, then just do it random, because then it won't matter. All right, so we're just kind of winging it here, putting our little hello. And I love this stamp set, you guys. It is so fun, and it has so many different pieces to it that I just feel like you can have a lot of different looks with it, because you don't have to use the typewriter on every card. You know what I'm saying? Because there's just so many options here of images. And this is an actual color combo that I took off of my little color coach. I've showed that to you guys before, but I'll bring it out again just in case we have some new people on here, because hopefully I get new people. That's how I can grow my channel. So if you are watching and you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, there should be like a little subscribe thing down here in the corner. I think. I can't remember if it actually happens when I'm live or if it's after I'm done being live, but that's how you can subscribe to my channel. Okay. And of course, you'd want to share it too, because the more people that see it, the better off it is for the YouTube algorithm, which helps me immensely. So yeah, if you could share it, if you could comment, give me the thumbs up, all that stuff really helps a lot. So this is my color coach, and that's where I found this color combination. So, okay, so then we have the inside. So we have where is my silicone mat? So we're just going to bring in the rest of the letters, the E, N, and the D, and I'm just going to add a little bit of glue. My glue isn't quite as full anymore, and so I've been having a little better luck using it. If you guys are followers of mine, you will remember that I've been having some struggles, because usually I'm pretty good. Whoops, that did not work. Usually I'm pretty good with the liquid glue, but sometimes it's a bugger, and it just wants to come out. You know what I'm saying? And there's not much you can do about it. All right. And if you're a tweezer person, go ahead and use your tweezers. I'm not a tweezer person. It may come to that, though. There may come a day when I need to use tweezers. But so far, I haven't needed to. Or maybe it's just because I've been stamping for so long and they didn't have tweezers in the beginning. So I just didn't ever use them. Okay. So we have our little word friend here. I'm going to move that silicone mat out of the way. And then we can go open the other end. Does that let some air out? So you open the other end while you're using it? Is that right? That kind of makes sense. I wonder, I may have to try that. I just don't want it to end up like squirting glue all over. And pardon me, I'm having a hot flash, so I'm taking my jacket off. I wouldn't want the glue to start squirting out the bottom, because then that would be awful. Okay, our final thing is to add a few little gems. These glossy dots are super fun. They've been around for a while, but I still love them. All right, so what was I going to do with them? I felt like I was just going to maybe I need to, I don't know how in the world I have all these like little strips of these things. I must have used them in a class or something and ended up with some extras, and yeah, I'm not sure. Ooh, that's cute. But I just love that they match the Melon Mambo, because Melon Mambo's amazing. So there it is. There is card number 1. Get off there, you little glue booger. And then we have the fun inside and the outside. So much fun. Oh, I'm going to use those again, so I'm going to leave them out. All right. So let me kind of clean up here just a tad so we don't have any mess in any of these buckets, because that happens frequently enough. Okay, put this away, all of this, and the ribbon. Okay, I think I got everything that I don't need in this bucket, and we're good to go. So I'm going to move that off to the side, and I will bring in our goodies for the second card. Now this one we're not using the alphabet letters on. So we're going to be doing something a little different with this one. So I've got a card base. This is a Night of Navy card base, 8.5 by 5.5. And then I have an inside layer, 4 by 5.25. And I have an outside layer also. This is, hold on, that's not the right paper. I need to cut myself a proper piece. Give me a second here. I have some what I call crappy cardstock that I use sometimes when I'm designing, just so I don't have to use my good cardstock for like when you screw up all the time and you have to keep getting a new piece. So I have some garbage cardstock that I use for that. So that was what that was. That was a piece of garbage cardstock. So this is a 3 3/4 by 5. You're going to get the good cardstock in your kit. I don't give garbage cardstock to you guys. I just use it myself to design with. Okay, so pieces of cardstock. We also have here another little piece of white, and this is a stupid measurement, and I apologize. It's 2 11/16. Okay, you'll see why it's 2 11/16 in a second here. You're also going to get a piece of granny apple green, and I have cut this out with the stylish shape square. This is the second largest one, and then I also cut out the middle with the 2 3/8 inch circle punch. Okay, so you will get this with the middle cut out of it. All right. And so the reason that this white is such a dumb measurement is because it's going to be kind of on the back. And so it needs to be pretty, almost the same size, but not quite. So hence the dumb measurement. Okay. You're also going to get a little window sheet. And the window sheet is about the same dumb measurement, like 2 11/16 by 2 11/16. And holy, I just got some glue on it. I'm bringing my shirt up to my desk, and I'm trying to wipe off my glue. Okay, so a window sheet. Then you're going to get 2 pieces of Tahitian Tide Designer Series paper, and these both measure 1 3/8 by 3 1/4. So those are from, what is that? That is the Designer Series paper pack, the In Colors. What did I do with it? Anyways, it's the Retiring In Colors, and they're actually going to be on sale for 50% off. So you'll get these in your kit, so you can wait until April 9th to get more of them at a great discount if you like them, which I do. Okay, then our other paper is the Soft Shimmer 12 by 12 paper. This has Berry Burst, Bubble Bath, Lost Lagoon, Night of Navy, and Pretty Peacock shimmery papers in it. That's not going to be on sale, but look at that. Look how fun that is. So this measures, looking at my cheat sheet here. 1 3/4 by 3 1/4. Okay, I think that's all the pieces. Oh no, and then we have 2 1/2 inch strips, Designer Series paper, and Granny Apple Green that are 4 by 1/2 inch for the inside layer. Okay, so on the front, we're going to stick these all together and put them on the front. The easiest way that I have found to stack things together is just to tape them. I am a Scotch tape lover, so we are going to put these together. And since there's no orientation that we need to be worried about of the paper, you can just stick them together like this. That way, when we glue them onto our layer here of white, we don't have to try to put one on and then try to line this one up and then this one, and then it's invariably going to be kind of crooked, because that's just how it happens, at least to me. So if you tape them together first, then they're very easy to just take the whole set and then just add them to your layer. So now we're going to take this and put it in the middle, hopefully. After I was just saying how simple this was going to be, hopefully it still is. I think we need to scooch that over up there just a little bit. I think that's fairly centered. Okay. And then this is going to go on our layer of Night of Navy, and I'm going to do that with some dimensionals. So, oh my goodness, look at this. Look at this. It's always so fun when you get the dimensionals off. Ooh, Joan said most of her family worked at 3M. Her Girl Scout leader's husband was in on the development of Scotch tape. Holy cow. That is cool. And you know what? And this may be snobbish, and if it is, I apologize. I only use Scotch brand tape. And I use it because it's the best. So, I mean, I am not opposed to using generic items. I have plenty of generic items that I use. There are a few things I will not use generics. Scotch tape, Windex, and Cheetos. Those are like 3 big things in my house that are name brand items. Windex, because I've tried like aftermarket, like Walmart, Kirkland, or Great Values window cleaner. No, hard pass. All it did was streak, and that did not make me happy. So there you go. So Scotch tape, Windex, and Cheetos. You just can't play around with that stuff. You gotta go the real deal. There's probably a few other things, but yeah, those for sure. Okay, so we are going to attach these two together. Now they're the same size, but we want them to be offset just a little bit. Okay, so you maybe want, like, I don't know, a 1/16 of an inch, maybe showing, maybe an 1/8, or just whatever, whatever it works out to be So that you can see on the back there that we've got a little bit of staggered going here. So this, whoops, that's upside down. Oops, hello. And we're just going to have this on the inside because, you know, you just got to always have something on the inside. I don't know. And doing something like this is just super inexpensive, but it's just a little bit of a wow factor when somebody opens the card. That's not my ribbon scissors. I had to make sure. Okay, there we go. All right. Joan says the 3M headquarters is about 2 miles from her home. That is cool. Oh, right. Francie, you're correct. Cheerios is another one. Yep. Unfortunately for me, I cannot eat Cheerios. Yeah, I used to eat Cheerios for breakfast every single morning. And then all of a sudden I started having, let's just say, gastrointestinal issues. And it turned out that it was the Cheerios. And I could not believe it. And so I didn't eat them for the longest time. And I was fine. I thought, well, maybe I can eat them again. Nope. And I'm very sad about that because they are my absolute favorite cereal. And every time I go to the store, in fact, my daughter and I were at the store, at the store today. And I said, oh, there's some Cheerios because I can't eat them. So sad. So yes, Cheerios is another thing. You just got to buy the real ones. All right. Is anybody else? Is there any other things that people are saying that they have to have? No, just Cheerios, Windex, Cheetos, and Scotch tape. Oh, Connie said her husband can't eat Cheerios. And why is that? I mean, I think they're made with like wheat or something or oats, whatever. And I mean, I can eat other stuff. So why not the Cheerios? I don't understand it. It's just not fair. Oh, yeah, Judy, Jif peanut butter. Yep, that's another thing. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of things that you just have to. Okay, I am going to add some glue to the corners of this piece to put my window sheet on. We're not making a shaker card, but we're just going to kind of it's just going to be a fun card because it's going to have a window sheet on it. Anytime you have a window sheet on a card, it's just fun. All right, so I need to get this seal to quit being annoying and start working properly. You just need to start working the way I want you to work. Okay, well, that's a tiny bit of adhesive. What is going on? It's like it's getting stuck and it's peeling all the... All right, here we go. I think I fixed it. We'll see as I keep going here if I did fix it or not. Okay. So then we're going to stick the window sheet. And again, the window sheet is just like barely smaller than the Granny Apple Green piece. Okay, so now we have a fun window sheet there. So now we need to stamp our design. And so we're going to use the little flower pattern out of this stamp set. Again, like I said earlier, there's just so many fun stamps in this set. I feel like you could just sit and you could make just cards all day and they would all look different, you know? All right, so I'm using my Memento. Make sure it's nice and inky, and then I'm going to kind of stamp it in the center. Is that ink? Yep, we're going to flip that over. And about like so. There we go. Method brand of window cleaner. Interesting, Krista. I have not heard of that. Skippy peanut butter is also very good. Okay, so we are going to, I'm going to let that set for just a sec. Because we don't want it to like smear when I'm coloring it. So I am going to use a, let's see, this is a dark Night of Navy, but we're not using the dark. We're using the light Night of Navy. I'm using the dark and light of the Tahitian Tide, and then a light Granny Apple Green. Okay. You're also going to find in your kit a little teeny tiny 3/8 inch strip of Tahitian Tide. And we're going to do a little embossing on this guy. So get your embossing buddy out and get some embossing powder on that. And then your Versamark. And there is a little For You sentiment in here. Oh, you know what? I got a brand new, oh, here it is. Hold on. I got a brand new Versamark pad. And if you don't want to do the embossing with it, you certainly don't have to. You could just stamp it in like Tahitian Tide or something. Look how pretty that is, you guys. It's brand new. Doesn't have any black on it or anything like that. And we're just going to try to center this as best we can. And then we've got our white embossing powder here. Can you guys see? Yes, I'm still in the frame. Sometimes I'm not in the frame and I think that I am, and then I'm not. It's a problem. Okay, and hopefully our embossing buddy did us a good deal. And now we can use the tweezers that come in the embossing toolkit. I'm going to get this powder out of the way. Oh my gosh, Barbara just gave me a tip. Thank you so much, Barbara. You are the sweetheart. And I love your little animal or character that you chose. Oh, that was really sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, I'm going to get my heat tool. We're going to like start it and let it warm up for a few seconds. And then we will go ahead and hit this. Actually, that's kind of crooked. Well, the one that I already made isn't. I'm going to start by doing the back of it. Sometimes I do that. Heat up the back and then come to the front. So sometimes, like if you have excess powder, if it's not super sticky on there, then that can be helpful. Okay. Move that out of the way. So here is our little for you sentiment. So then we're going to bring in some scissors and we're just going to snip the end like we do to make a little flag on the end there. Okay, so that's our little tiny sentiment. So now this should be ready to go. And I'm going to bring in my light Night of Navy and I'm going to get whatever this is. Some kind of flower, no idea what it is. The light Granny Apple Green. We are going to do all of the little leaves. If you come to a spot that's really small, like right here, I recommend just tapping your marker in the area and just like put tiny little dots of color down. And that will help you from going outside the lines. Unless you don't care about going outside the lines, then you don't have to do that. I prefer not to go outside the lines, but a lot of times I end up going outside the lines. What are you going to do? And tap, tap, tap there. And then I'm going to leave that one black. Then I'm going to bring in my light, what is this? Tahitian Tide. And we'll get this, I'm guessing this might be some kind of a cartoony looking tulip, maybe. And then the dark, at least I think I want to use the dark. Let me just kind of tap it on the edge here. Yeah, that's fine, because that's going to be hidden when we actually put our window sheet over this. So there is our dark Tahitian Tide. Oh, you know what? I did use this. Now I just remembered. Because I took one of these little blue gems and I colored it with my dark Night of Navy Stampin' Blend marker. And so now I have a Night of Navy colored thing. And now I can't find my Take Your Pick tool. So I'm going to have to resort to scissors, I think. And they're not going to work as well as a Take Your Pick tool. So I'm going to stick that right there in the middle, hopefully in the middle of my little flower. Oh, for crying out loud. There. So that we just have, you know, a little interest on our flower. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to attach these two together. So I'm going to put like a mini dimensional in each corner. All right, here are my minis. So actually, I'm going to stick it on the back here. So I'm going to stick a mini in each corner of the window. And if you wanted to make this a shaker card, I mean, you absolutely could. You could just seal off the flower image here and then just make it a shaker card. But I decided I didn't want to. Okay. So then we're just going to cover this, getting our little flower area in the middle. Pretty darn good there. And then we're just going to add it to the card. So we'll add my glue. Whoops, get the glue booger off there. And we'll get some glue on here. And then we'll add it to the front, centering it as best we can. Ooh, you guys are liking these colors. Yay! I don't know if they came off the color coach or not, or if, well, I don't think I just made this up. How's that for self-confidence? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I didn't make this up. I've got a piece of glue there. I must have found it somewhere. Where? I don't know. Okay, then you're also going to get a little piece of ribbon. This is the Tahitian Tide shimmer ribbon, metallic woven ribbon, totally off. You'll get a little chunk of that. Go ahead and just tie a little bow for yourself. And then we're just going to put our little bow right down there. So I'm going to roll up a glue dot into a little tube like I do. So when we have these tiny little things, we have somebody joining us. Tracy is joining us. Hello, Tracy. Okay. And then we're just going to get this like right inside of the circle, like so. Oh my gosh, so cute. Then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in our little, which one of these is better? I think this one looks a little bit better. So I am going to just add a little bit of adhesive right along that. And then our little For You sentiment is just going to go, is it right there? Maybe it's just a little farther down. Maybe it's about like this. Whoops, maybe I don't have enough glue. We will see. Is that straight? I think it needs to be just a tiny bit like that. Okay. There it is. Eee, how cute is that? Oh my gosh. And this is an all occasion card, anything, you know. So yay, I'm glad you guys are liking this. I love this card myself. I love the colors. I think they're so fun. So it's Night of Navy, Granny Apple Green, and Tahitian Tide, which of course is retiring. So if you need any Tahitian Tide things, cardstock, ink refills, markers, etc., you might want to get them because the Parakeet Party refill is already gone. So things are selling out. Obviously not everything, but there are some things that are selling out. So just be mindful of that if you are waiting for the discounts to start. I don't know. Not that I want everyone to place multiple orders because I understand shipping. But I mean, sometimes if you want stuff, you got to do what you got to do. You're right. Ooh, Krista is asking me if I like the new in colors. Yes, I am so loving these new in colors. I can't even tell you how much I love them. They are so amazing. Oh, look what I just found. My Take Your Pick tool. Yeah, they are going to be a ton of fun. I'm very excited about them. And I realize that Pretty in Pink is a color that's back because we've had it before, but I'm not mad about it because I really liked it then and I still really like it now. So, and it is exactly the same. So if you have Pretty in Pink stuff from when we used to sell it, now I can't verify the ink because I don't have a Pretty in Pink ink pad, but I found a couple sheets of Pretty in Pink cardstock in my stash and it's exactly the same. So there you go. Peach and purple. Yeah, I know. And it's like, oh, I'm going to bring out my ink pads because I got them on Monday, but I haven't done anything with them. But here are the new colors in case you guys haven't seen them. And if you want all of them, be sure to join my In Color Club. And then you can get all of the In Color stuff at a little bit lower, not necessarily a lower price. I think you'd have to spend about $260 to buy everything that's in color. And if you get it from me, then it's like you spread it out over 5 months. So there you go. So anyways, the link to my In Color Club registration is in the description of this video. All right. So those are the new colors. So fun. Very excited to start using them. Okay. Our final card. I love this card too. Okay. Oh, I meant to do something and I didn't do it, but I will explain it and it'll make sense. Okay. So this is going to be one of those cards. I don't know what you call this, but it's not really a fun fold, but just an interesting layout. We'll say that. So we've got some Orchid Oasis, which is one of the retiring in colors. This is a 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. So when we fold it in half, it's a 4 1/4 square. I've got a piece of Coastal Cabana. This is a 4 by 4. And a piece of white for the inside that is also a 4 by 4. Then I have a piece of Flirty Flamingo, and this one measures, can't remember, 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then we're going to have a piece of white that is going to measure 2 1/2 by 3 1/2. Okay. So they're going to go together like this. So what I forgot to do, I mean, my piece is already done, but I haven't done it for you guys yet, is I am going to give you a piece of cardstock with an adhesive sheet, okay, with a piece of adhesive sheet so that you can die cut the top section of this die, so you'll get your 12 letters. There's 12 total, some A's, a B, some C's, a D, some E's, an F, G, H's, and I's. So, or you can cut, the middle, you can cut these letters, whatever letters you want to cut. It doesn't make any difference because we're just using them in a random way. So when you cut them, then you pull them out of the die. Oh, wait, you know what? Maybe I did. I did. I'm amazing. Okay. So these all already have the sticky paper on them, and I've kind of released it a little bit so that we can do what we're going to do here. So what we're going to do with these is, you can see I have this kind of just random letter pattern on this piece of cardstock, right? So I'll just do it again on the back. Now for this one, I actually kind of went into the middle. You don't really need to do that because we're going to cover up the middle with our focal point. I guess I don't need that card in here. So, but what you want to do is you just want to kind of randomly stick these letters on here. And if you get to, this is how I get the adhesive to come off. I kind of pinch the letter between my finger and my thumb. And then I just kind of push my take your pick tool, and it will eventually just find that opening, and it'll come apart. So, but most of these I did before I went live because I didn't want to be struggling for a few minutes trying to get all of these off. Because I don't know, it's kind of boring to watch, I think. Anyway, so we're just going to stick all of our alphabets on, just kind of however. And again, not taking too much care about getting them in the middle, okay? Because we don't really need them in the middle because we have something else that's going to be in the middle. Oops, did I get that one? I did. And I'm just sort of sticking them on, upside down, sideways, whatever, half off the card, whatever. Because we just want it to be really, really random. Okay, and we'll do an A there. We have a few more here that we can use. We've got a D, so maybe we'll do a D like that. And we've got another E here. And what you can also do is, like you can see, I've got that E kind of hanging off. You can cut that, and then you can like bring it over here and use the rest of it. So if you find yourself that you're like kind of gone crazy and you don't have the right spacing, you can just do that and make your spacing. So I'm going to do that again right here because I feel like I need another little piece right down here. So there we go. Whoops, I don't have, did I not take? Oh, yes, I did. Okay, hold on. Actually, I'm going to do it like straight like that. Okay, so then you're going to press it all into place, and then you'll bring your scissors in and you'll trim off the excess. Now, of course, if you don't want to go to this trouble, you don't have to, but it does look kind of fun, honestly. Just a little randomness. I just always find randomness kind of fun. Okay. Oh, look at that. I have another H. So I could have stuck it on there, but I didn't see it. So anyways, you'll need about 12 letters to do that. Okay. So that little piece is now done. Now you're also going to get another scrap of white. Let me make sure that this piece I have is good. Okay. So here's another scrap of white. I'm going to bring in a foam mat because we're going to use the typewriter image, and it is a pretty bold image. So you want to have your nice cushion underneath because it's a photopolymer stamp. So this is the Orchid Oasis. So we're just going to tap, tap, tap. We're going to kind of look at it, and then we're going to stamp it like so. And then I have the little piece of paper image here that is like folded over. So there's two little pieces of paper. This one's the folded over one. And so I'm going to stamp this so that it's just barely on top of these. I don't even know what they are, like rollers or something. So it's like this. Okay. Then we've got this little thank you image, and you're going to get a oval. This is a retiring punch. And so I'm going to give you the little oval, and you've got your little thank you stamp. These are all stamps in the set. Again, Sometimes when I do these classes, I try to use a lot of different things from the stamp sets just so you can sort of get a nice feel for all the images. And I don't always do that, but I always strive to if I can. Okay, we have that. We also have this little envelope. And so we're going to stamp some envelopes. So you're going to get these scraps. So we need 2 Flirty Flamingo envelopes on Flirty Flamingo cardstock. And then we need a Coastal Cabana envelope on a Coastal Cabana scrap. Okay, so we've got all of that. We also need a little flower. So here's my little flower image, and my little flower is in Flirty Flamingo. So we'll do that. And then you can bring back your 3/4 inch circle punch. And look at that. It just crops that circle, that little flower right out. And then I took one of the little blue gems, one of these little blue gems. It's a medium-sized one. And I just stuck it right in the middle of that flower. So we're getting close to doing our assembly here. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use Versamark. Now, if you want to use Coastal Cabana, you can, but I kind of felt like it was too dark, and so that's why I went with the Versamark. So we are going to do some Versamark stamping with our rainbow now. So I'm going to I need a scratch paper under that. Do I have one out already? No. Just because I'm going to go off the paper just a little bit. So I'm going to start, whoops, that's not what I want. I should be using my new Versamark pad, huh? But it is what it is. Okay, so I'm stamping all along the bottom. And then we're going to go next row up. So I'm going to start this time like right in the middle of those 2 rainbows. Come over here and do that. That one, and then we'll get the edge here like so. All right, I think we need to go like one more full row. We'll see, because we're going to kind of cover some of this up too, so we don't necessarily have to do the whole thing. Okay, and then up here we're just going to kind of do some partials because our layer at the top is going to cover this. And then this one, we're going to kind of come in a little bit on both sides here. That. And then up here, just because I must have done it crooked. So it is what it is, right? Okay. So we have that done. All right, so we are going to attach our letter piece. Which one do I want to use? Since I have 2 to choose from here, I think I might use this one because this is the one that I actually did a little bit better. Obviously, I didn't trim this off so great because I still have some little pieces sticking off. Okay, so I'm just going to put glue all over this back of this, and I'm going to lay this right here. Okay. Like that. I'm going to put my rainbow layer onto the front of my Oasis card base like this. I know there are so many good color combinations, and I can't wait to start using the new colors. Okay. Kathleen says she has this stamp set, but she hasn't used it yet. Yay, now you can. Okay, we are going to cut this out. I know, fussy cutting, some people hate it. I don't really hate it. It doesn't really bother me. And you can be as precise or not precise as you want. So just do you. And if you don't want to do the letters on the other layer, you can just stamp your typewriter on there and not do any of this fussy cutting or adding the layers. I just really liked the letters because I thought it just kind of gave it a fun, interesting look. We'll say that. Okay, we'll come down to that. Whoops. Got a little carried away there. Got a little crazy. Okay. And we'll come around it. And we're just about done. And the bottom. And there we go. Okay. So you can see why we don't necessarily need to put the letters in the middle, because our typewriter is going to cover that up. And so I'm going to add my typewriter with some dimensionals. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to try to kind of get into that little, whatever that is, like the roller wheel or something, I guess. I don't know. I haven't used a real typewriter in a long time, so I'm not exactly sure what all the parts are called. All right, so we're going to stick that. And I'm going to put it a little bit higher than center. And I'll show you why in a second here. All right, and then I've got my little flower. Get that. And that's going to go right here in the middle of our piece of paper. Uh-oh, you know what? I screwed up. I wonder if I can get this off. Can I? Oh, why do I always screw stuff up, you guys? Seriously. All right, here we're going to have to change our mind here. So we're going to cut this off of the card base and get a new card base. So I'm going to have to figure out a way. Well, when I send you the PDF, if you get the card kit, I'll tell you to not do this. Okay, because we need to add some ribbon. We've got 2 little chunks of ribbon that we have to put on here. So let us do that. And they're just kind of down here at the bottom, and there's 2 of them. So we're going to get that one, have it go across. Wouldn't be a Barb show if I didn't mess up something, right, guys? Because that's just something I do. I'm pretty famous for it, honestly. I can't tell you how many people will message me and tell me, oh my gosh, thank you so much for doing your live videos and telling us or showing us how I correct my mistakes. So, yeah. I mean, I've been doing this for 21 years. You would think that I wouldn't make mistakes anymore, but you know what? Here we are. Okay. That's what I meant to do. Do that first. Good grief. I think, where is my orchid paper? I feel like sometimes you can, hold on here a second. I feel like in YouTube, I think I might be able to, sometimes you can add text. I don't know. If I can add text, I will go back to the spot where I should have done this and I will say something. Otherwise, my apologies to everyone. Okay. Because this is what I meant to do. And I figured I was going to screw up. It's funny because when I should start leaving myself notes. Because I literally can't remember anything. It's a problem. Okay. This. We're going to put this on over the ribbon. Okay. So something along the lines of this. You would then cut out these 3 envelopes, and I have one right here. And now I need, oh, here's my glue. And we'll just add a tiny bit of glue to this little envelope here. And then the envelope is going to go, you know what? I think I was supposed to stamp that in a different color, but it is what it is. Okay. Then I already have the inside done. So here's the inside, the other 2 little envelopes, a piece of the designer series paper, and then another sentiment. I hope your day is filled with sunshine and rainbows. So we kind of tied that rainbow into the card. So that's going to go on the inside like so. Okay. And now this is kind of important. Get one of your other cards that you've already made and set it next to this card. So when you stick this on, you don't want it to go like super high because it won't fit in an envelope like that. So you definitely want to kind of line it up with another card. Okay. So I'm only going to put glue like right down here on the bottom like this. And then again, just kind of line it up with your other card so that it will fit into your envelope when you go to put it in an envelope to send it to somebody. Okay. There. All right. Is that crooked? Oh my gosh, I think it might be. Hold on. We need to just pull that just a tiny bit. Okay. And there it is. And then you open it up and we have the fun inside, and then it will kind of stand on a desk. So anyways, that is adorable too. This stamp set is so cute, you guys. I love it. All right, so here are all my cards. Again, if you want a kit to make the cards, all you need to do is place a $35 order in my store. Link is in the description, and the host code is down there. $35 order will get you the kit. $50 order will get you the kit and a PDF. $75 order will get you the kit, the PDF, and these gems. And again, $100 order will also get you one of my daughter's adorable little octopuses. Look at these. There's 10 of them. They're all different colors. And again, if you have a favorite color, let me know after you place your order, and I will do my best to get you your favorite color. So there you go. All right, guys, that is it for me for tonight. I hope you guys have a fabulous week, and I will be back here next Thursday night with some more fantastic cards for all of you. So thanks again for watching, and be sure to share the video. You can share my Facebook post about it. Give me a comment, give me a thumbs up, all that good stuff would just make me so happy. So, all right, guys, I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.